Hello, this is Bridget Rau with Divine Essentials. Hi there, how are you guys? So I pulled out my Starseed Oracle and I asked what I needed to know for myself, and I got a couple of cards. And then I had this big feeling that I needed to share with the collective, and that happens sometimes. So I did a couple of more, and it definitely feels like this is a message for everybody. So this is just what you need to know, all right? And this is the Starseed Oracle. The first two were here, and then these two came out together, and then I had just the rest of them come out individually. So the first two that came out, it says, "It is safe to say no," and then Orion Starseed Karmic Contracts Logical. So what I'm picking up there is that there could be some contracts that you've dealt with that are karmic in nature. For some of you, there may be somebody coming back into your life at this time, and it is safe for you to say no to them. All right, like if you all of a sudden have somebody returning from the past that maybe isn't for your highest and best, or perhaps there's some sort of karma that was created between the two of you, it is safe for you to say no to that. Now, this can also be in regards to things that you know that are not good for you anymore. As we go into 2020, a lot of times people will be thinking about new beginnings and resolutions and stuff like that. So you may be trying to kick a habit or kick a belief style, like if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, or I'm ugly, or I'm ugh, whatever it is that you've got to say no to. They're basically giving you that confirmation that right now is a good time to stop with those types of things and to get out of the mind, okay? Because with the logical energy, I feel like that's why some of it may be connected to just false thoughts, false patterns, false beliefs, or just even some sort of addiction that you are playing out every day. And it may not be huge, it may not be bad, it could just even be just limiting my time on social media. They're just giving you the confirmation that it's gentle to say no. For those of you though that where it's maybe you have been having physical things that you shouldn't be doing, like if you've been eating stuff that makes you sick, or if you've been drinking too much, or doing something that is just not good for your body, it is safe for you to say no. I feel like there's going to be this soft, gentle healing from the Andromedans coming in at this point to help people kick that stuff out of their life, and in regards to everything. But just, I know sometimes I was in the addiction stuff, so I know the fears that come with leaving that behind. Basically, they're saying right now is a good time, and you will receive healing energy. You will feel better, basically. And then again, those of you who there's just something in the back of your head, or somebody coming in that maybe sparks something inside of you and brings up old thoughts or old beliefs. If you were in a narcissistic karmic relationship, all of a sudden this person returns, and it's you go back into that old place of thinking, whatever that person had ingrained into you. This is here again to kind of let you know that it's a good time to say no, and that they will support you and you will receive healing, as long as you ask. You always got to remember to ask, because it says allow yourself to receive. So I feel like for some of you, you may go up into the head and not even think about asking for help, and that may even be just for some of you to ask for help outside of yourselves anyways. Ask to get a healing, ask to get a reading, ask to go do something if you need to get rid of something that's pretty heavy. Like you could go ask for help with your addiction. You could go ask for help with the way that you're talking to yourself, maybe getting a life coach or a personal trainer, something like that. But you've got to ask and then allow yourself to receive it. And some of you could definitely be connected to the Andromedan energy, and you may be called to help people with this right now. There's definitely a big shift for healers, light workers, starseeds, and empaths at this point. There's a major awakening happening, new beginnings. More and more people are going to be coming online, and when that happens, it's usually due to something big. Not in every instance, but usually it's they got rid of an addiction, or they met their twin flame, or they went through a near-death experience. Something like that happens a lot of times. Other times it's just we're going to have a huge collective energy shift, so there will be a lot of people just waking up anyways, but it is likely that they'll have stuff in their past that was karmic in nature that needs to be healed. So if you are a healer, make sure that you're kind of aware of this shift happening, but also don't put yourself into a place where you're make sure you're being valued, okay? I know I don't like to turn people away when they're suffering or in pain or whatever. Like, I've never told somebody flat out no when they need healing. But it is safe to say no in those instances where somebody may ask you for help but not really want it, and everything you try to offer for that help may not be good enough, especially if it's somebody that you've already dealt with. Maybe they ask for all this help, never listen to your advice, they disappear, they come back, they ask for your help, they don't listen, and it's, say no to it, okay? And then with the Lyran Collective, it says, allow the light of Lyra to bring in strength, confidence, abundance, and wisdom. So the Lyran energy is all about like that. If you think of like the ancient Egyptian type of energy, there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of like wisdom, there's a lot of that royal type of power connected to it. I feel like people, while we're going through all of this, you may be feeling like a push to shift in some way. You may be nervous about letting go of some things. If you're making like new beginnings in regards to work or relationships, you could be worried about your finances and your physical self. So call on the Lyrans to help with that, because they'll give you the wisdom, they'll give you ideas, and they'll give you the energy that is needed to make sure that you're abundant and that you continue in the flow as you make these changes and say no to things that maybe you were once saying yes to because it was helping you financially or it was helping you, in some way. Call on them and receive what it is that you need. I mean, ultimately, in your head, you know what this is about, for those of you who are resonating. And then we had Arcturus, cellular activations, telepathic communication, electric pulse. So the Arcturian energy is here as well. It seems like we've got a lot of energies on the board. We got the Orion, Andromedan, Arcturus, Pleiadian, Lyran. There's a lot of them here. So this is going to be around, but this is going to be like making activations happening right now. And the Arcturians are good with telepathic communication. So if you are Arcturian, or if you deal with anybody who's Arcturian, you may be having like a more intense connection with that person. Like they could be popping up into your head. They may be somebody that can help you to activate certain things within your cellular DNA, and or even just going online and looking for like a certain meditation. I just saw 7-Eleven as I said that. Look for a certain meditation that will help you. Just allow your intuition to guide you to find like a Arcturian activation or Arcturian meditation. I think I have one on YouTube, but I'm not 100% sure. And most of the meditations that I have on YouTube, if you just search like Bridget Rau or Divine Essentials, Starseed meditation, you'll be able to find different ones. I always call on them in everything I do, so you can do it that way as well. But basically, they have some things that they're activating at this point. You may also have an increase in telepathic communication now. You could be, if you're somebody dealing with like a twin flame situation, you may be feeling like more of an electrical pulse happening between you and your counterpart, or you may just like know something all of a sudden and it's connected to them, or you may get confirmation connected to them very quickly. So that may be something that's just more enhanced right now. And then with the Pleiadian Starseed, you possess the light codes of Alcyon. So those of you who are Starseeds, I feel like this is just a reminder that if you resonate with that, it's time to shift your vibration. And it says to journey home, okay? And that means like go up through meditation into the energy of home. I do have a meditation, and it's a video that tells you how to do the vortex. So if you open the vortex, anchor it to Alcyon, you can connect with that and just meditate and let your consciousness elevate up. And that's basically going to help you with whatever you're doing here. It's also going to help you to anchor that energy, because that's important. If you're a starseed, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be anchoring this energy. If you're not a starseed, I feel like the energy of Alcyon is basically unconditional love. So I think that for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, or it may kind of resonate, usually the starseeds resonate with the word Pleiades. There's certain symbols that will kind of incite something inside of you. Usually you'll have some sort of like that feels familiar thing. But basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is just a reminder that you do have unconditional love inside of you at this point, and allow yourself to access it. Journey home within. Don't be like, I gotta go home, or I gotta go to my mom's, or just go within yourself. And you can, again, benefit from connecting with the energy of Alcyon. Like I was just saying, you open the vortex, intend that it's anchoring to the light of Alcyon, and just ask for the unconditional love and the light codes that need to come in at this time, and just receive. Allow yourself to receive. When I open the vortex, I usually call on all of these people anyway, so you can also do that. But basically this seems to be something that people are going to need at this point, is that unconditional love vibration as we go through these new beginnings. We also have signs and elements with this card. So your zodiac, you know, you may be like a certain thing on your zodiac. There could be something like shifting within that right now, or you could just be feeling more of that energy, or maybe your moon is going to be more enhanced at this point. Pay attention to like what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what you see in connection to your signs. And if you don't know your zodiac thing, like your natal chart, you know, you can Google and look it up. All you need is the time of birth and where you were born. If you don't know the time of birth, you can usually still get a majority of them. You just won't get the specific on like your rising. All right. But there may be some information in the natal chart for you. You can also, like, there are certain things, like certain degrees and stuff like that, that tie into all of this that can help to give you confirmation about your star origins or where you're from. I don't really read those, but I've had that done for myself in the past. But basically, just connecting with the stars can help you to figure things out. You know, like looking at your chart, figuring things out, looking up into the night sky, figuring out where those things are, feeling like how it connects inside of yourself is basically going to help you at this point with more of this awakening energy that's coming in. And again, those of you who are having stuff show up in your life, it's all a mirror, okay? It's all a mirror to show you something. So try not to get upset by what's happening around you. Realize that what you're thinking is what you're seeing. So if you're thinking about negative stuff, or you're thinking I'm not good enough, or you're thinking, you know, this is going to be difficult, or this is going to be hard, that's what you're going to continue to see. But if you realize that everything you're thinking, you know, is rippling out around you, and everything you see is a mirror of that, you can really change your experience, okay? And then follow the synchronicity to the next thing, because Spirit is always trying to connect with you and communicate with you. Your guides are always trying to assist you, but you got to pay attention sometimes. And that's what, for me, 1111 is. It's like, hey, wake up, pay attention. Why are you thinking that? Shift those thoughts. And then when you start seeing 222, it's like, okay, those thoughts are manifesting, so you might want to do something. And if you've been thinking good thoughts, it can be that the things are manifesting in a good direction. But you just always want to be aware of that. And overall energy, we have infinity, which is infinite love, unified duality. So it kind of was tying in what I was saying down here. Number 13 is the divine feminine number. So you may want to get more in touch with your feminine energy at this time. And just know that there is infinite love available. But basically, we are unifying duality at this point. Like that's what the whole purpose of awakening is. That's the whole purpose of doing this healing work. That's the purpose of saying no to the stuff that is low vibrational and not good for you and not good for others. So just be aware of that as you're going through this shift and into the next year. And basically try to stay in that abundant flow. For some of you, you may need a little womb healing or something. Okay, this is like where your sacral energy is. I'm picking up for some of you, you may be holding on to things from karmic relationships or karmic people. It doesn't have to be romantic, but if you do connect with somebody sexually, you do hold on to their stuff for like 10 years, so be aware of that. But I think for others, it's more so every connection that we make does have cords and things like that, so try to be aware of that, you know, do some cord cutting, do some meditation, you know, call on Archangel Michael. I do have an Archangel Michael cord cutting meditation as well that you can use. I've had really good feedback with that one too. There's some people who listen to it every night, but it's totally up to you. You can call them yourself. You don't need me to do it for you, but just be aware of that stuff and try to be aware of whatever it is you're needing to say no to at this time. All right, guys? In Namaste.